In less than 70 seconds, the entire center of the convoy was flattened, without a single UAV sound detected. Meanwhile, at the southwestern flank, the cartel's last escape route, 4 desperate vehicles rushed toward the Yuma Mountains, guided by what they thought was a backup GPS signal. They had no idea the signal was fake, transmitted by an MWK-11 simulator hidden along Highway 85. They drove straight into a death trap. 3 minutes later, all 4 vehicles were destroyed from above by MQ-600 UAVs. Each warhead smashed through the windshield, detonating in the cabin. All of this unfolded while U.S. Special Forces remained hidden. Not a single soldier left their position. Not a single footprint marked the sand. Only fire, smoke, and a digital display in the command center showing the results. 314 cartel targets neutralized. At 5:03 a.m., just 21 minutes after the first salvo, the electronic warfare system locked down Operation Alpha 2, blocking satellite signals and jamming voice frequencies across the 300 to 900 megahertz range. All remaining cartel units were now completely cut off. No maps, no command, no calls for help. One gunman screamed into his radio, "Does anyone hear me?" Only static replied. Seconds later, a violent explosion tore through the desert night. No response, no survivors, no declaration, no flag. The cartel was destroyed by what they could not see, by data itself. Not because they were outnumbered, not even because America was stronger, but because the cartel had stepped into a battlefield where every grain of sand could listen, every radio wave could be read, and every decision had been predicted months in advance. When they crossed the border, they thought they were hunters, but now they were prey, trapped by an invisible blade, sharpened by intelligence, technology, and deadly. As most of the cartel convoy lay in smoking heaps of twisted steel, a new shadow emerged. From natural rock caves, abandoned border bunkers, and dry riverbeds that had been scouted and secured over the past 3 days, the U.S. Rear Counterattack Force seemed to rise straight out of the earth. They were units of the 82nd Airborne Division, working in coordination with MARSOC and Delta Force, a support force of more than 900 soldiers. They moved in fan-shaped siege formations, each squad of 6 to 10 men, lightly equipped, riding in near-silent vehicles, armed with M4A1 carbines, anti-armor weapons, mobile jamming devices, digital night vision goggles, and pocket-sized reconnaissance UAVs. For 40 hours, they had been waiting, their bodies coated in red desert dust, breathing steady, heartbeats calm. Their mission was not to strike first, but to wait. Wait until the cartel had no escape, and that moment had come. When the last cartel vehicles tried to retreat south, thinking the land ahead was open, they drove straight into the third blade of the multi-layered ambush. From 400 meters above, UAVs with infrared cameras tracked every survivor. The feed streamed instantly to sniper teams, and then the invisible rain of bullets began. Each 5-round burst tore into chests and skulls. The remaining gunmen fired blindly into the night, screaming into static-filled radios. Orders dissolved into chaos, echoing hopelessly across abandoned outposts. Then, on the thermal screens, a high-value target appeared, a camouflaged armored command vehicle. Inside were 3 Sinaloa operatives, frantically trying to connect to a military satellite, hoping to call across the border. Confirmation came swiftly. Victor El Lobo Cadenas, the man running the entire fentanyl distribution network in the U.S. Southwest. A $10 million bounty on his head, known by one name, the Grim Reaper of Cities. When the UAV locked onto his vehicle, the first shot shredded its front wheel and flipped it over. 12 minutes later, U.S. forces closed in. The escort team was eliminated, and El Lobo was captured alive, along with 2 encrypted SSDs containing distribution maps and smuggling routes for Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Dallas. The drives also revealed lists of temporary safe houses and 7 Mexican officials suspected of shielding cartel operations. At 5:41 a.m., just over an hour after the first shot, the siege was sealed. No one escaped. Those who tried to run were captured or cut down. Some threw down their weapons and surrendered. Others played dead, but UAV heart rate sensors exposed their deception. Not a single U.S. soldier was lost. Not a single stray round fired. It all unfolded like a symphony of destruction. Silent, precise, and perfect. In just 93 minutes, the entire Sinaloa strike force, over 300 gunmen, 46 armored vehicles, 6 fentanyl containers, and 3 regional commanders, was annihilated in an operation unprecedented on American soil. No piece of advice in this world is strong enough to awaken someone. Only experiences deep enough can truly enlighten a person. What is the purpose of life? Perhaps it is to discover it for ourselves after many stumbles. Long Kung, there are thousands of ways to make money, but in life, you only need to seize one turning point, and it is enough to change the rest of your journey. A piece of advice I always remember: if you are feeling pressure and overwhelmed, that is actually a good sign. It means you are pushing yourself beyond your limits, challenging yourself with new things. If right now you want to live a life greater than those in your family, then accept this truth. No one will believe you. No one will understand you. They have never done it themselves. You are telling them you will do something they never even dared to imagine. Why won't they support you? Because to them, it sounds insane. But you know what? Normal is poverty. Crazy is wealth. Do not expect support until you succeed. When that day comes, they will no longer ask why. They will ask, how did you do it? Kung, different thinking will lead people to different lives, even if they start from the very same point. Your ability defines your world. When you are truly capable, you will see that life is fair. Do not think that success only lies at the finish line. Do not think you must have a lot of money before you begin doing things that bring happiness. In truth, happiness appears along the journey itself as you pursue it. Look at your own hands. Whether white or black, everything in life can be right or wrong. What do you think of such operations, where cartels are eradicated with absolute precision? I am Hai, a man who loves world news, though not from a professional background. But I believe sincerity and a passion for learning can connect all of us who care about global strategy and military affairs. Your support is my greatest motivation to keep the fire burning. See you in the next video. Thank you, and goodbye.